1,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6,
7.
8,
What comes after 8?
9,
9.
10.
Tom and Elliot in your house. Tom and Elliot in your house. Tom and Elliot in your house.
Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of Tom and Elliot in your homes, but not literally.
Nice.
That was it. No, we've started.
Yeah, I know, but I was just approving your intro.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
all right.
I'm sure over the hundreds of episodes that we're going to do of this, I will eventually have that nailed down to an absolute T.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just going to be a little bit of a just rambly podcast. Me and Tom both have been finding it difficult in coronavirus, having no one to listen to us. And we feel like you are the perfect person. You listening right now are
We
the
will just aim
perfect
it all
person.
at you.
Yeah. You are the perfect person to listen to our ramblings. So thank you for downloading this and listening to us. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's just been a lot of time to think, isn't it?
It has.
No one to speak to.
And I
a
think-
lot of time to think.
I think this period of time could be quite productive for a lot of people. Obviously, it's incredibly difficult to work under these conditions, but I think having so much time by yourself, I think some people might end up getting quite philosophical and discovering things about themselves and maybe asking new questions about the universe.
Yeah, I mean, if your degree is then philosophy as well, it's just an added philosophical bonus. So your life just turns into philosophy.
I mean, presumably you've had some incredible musings over this.
Oh
the course
yeah,
of this.
I was going to write a whole pre-dissertation to my dissertation about identity.
Wow. So identity and stuff like that. What have you got? Any questions that you want to kind of spitball with me today?
No, it was no questions. I just, in my mind, I had come up with the entire answer for everyone's problems.
Okay, what's the entire answer for everyone's problems?
Something's just fallen out my head. I'll get rid of that. Well, what the bit in my head or the philosophical
and you threw it
problems?
away.
Yeah. No, let me tell you my solution.
Yeah.
The final solution to everyone's problems. Yeah, I took it there. Anyway, I thought because we're all living our life by ourselves, we've lost a piece of our identity. Well, what my dissertation is going to be on is identity, but not in like the what makes me identity.
Right.
But then because it wasn't about that, I was thinking about that anyway. So I thought, because our life has been taken out of what our normal routine is, we've lost a piece of our identity, essentially. And when we lose a piece of our identity, we essentially lose the final outcome, the final picture of what it's all meant to look like. The analogy I used was like a puzzle. If you lose a piece of the puzzle, you find it hard to look at what the final picture will be.
Okay.
So when we lose that piece and when we don't know what the final outcome is going to be, we think, what's the point? And we find it hard to get the motivation to finish off the puzzle because we don't know what it all's going to look like.
Yeah, I think that was poignant. That was just not what I was expecting you to say in this.
Was it better or worse?
Ridiculous
than what you were expecting me to say?
No, it was really profound. I totally get that that feeling of like aimlessness and listlessness that comes with not knowing what the future holds. And I think certainly a lot of people are finding it hard to remain motivated and productive. And I think that in and of itself can have a negative effect on your mental health. And I think people have got to understand that they can't hold themselves to the same standards by which you held yourselves, prior to this outbreak, right?
Yeah, definitely. And the next thought I had about this was, what if death had mental health problems?
Okay. Equally profound.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were getting a little bit too serious, so I decided to move it away. Just stick to the theme of what we were going for. But yeah, death is like this notoriously isolated character.
Right.
So if you're in isolation for so long, then surely that's going to take a toll on the bits upstairs. So
before we get into this discussion, then to clarify this idea of death, because for a lot of people, death is just a concept, but obviously in general theoretical called discussion, we see death as the man from Horrible Histories, yeah?
Yeah.
So the man, white face paint on, kind of like an airport check-in.
Yeah.
He's kind of waiting there for you, and he decides which door you go through.
Yeah, I'm glad we got that clarification out of the way.
Like, obviously, us two who are well-versed in the philosophical canon, we're aware of this fact, but perhaps our listeners aren't. So just for those of you who are listening who aren't aware, the generally accepted idea of what death is, that man from Horrible Histories.
Well, it's not just generally accepted, it's fact.
Sorry, of course. So what if death had mental health problems then?
Yeah, I mean, for the person being responsible for if you get into heaven, I say with the quotation marks, like you're responsible for everyone after they die.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there by yourself at, the audition desk all day, then apart from with only a skeleton for company, then what are you meant to do? Who do you talk to talk about your problems? So
I think he'd probably end up talking to whoever came through the door, right?
Yeah.
So to any and all of the dead people that are coming through that he's judging, he probably ends up using them for therapy, right? So imagine I'm death then, and you come in and pick anyone from history, and you've died, and you come in, and I'll see what it's like.
Okay, so I'd be like, hi, I'm Elvis. I just died doing a poo on the toilet.
No, enough of that, thank you. So, do you think anyone likes me? I really try, but I find it tough in social situations to kind of read what people are thinking, Like, are they thinking, wow, that's a hilarious joke? Or are they thinking, that's a weird man with a skeleton for a face? I don't know how to gauge that.
And then Elvis, and then me being Elvis would give you...
What would Elvis's advice be?
I think Elvis' advice would be, you've got to love yourself before anyone else can love you.
That doesn't sound like Elvis.
What does Elvis sound like?
What does Elvis sound like? Everyone knows what Elvis sounds like. He's like, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, I got this. Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta find love in yourself before anyone else can love you. So, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta get that self-confidence. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Elvis. It's truly an honor. Please go ahead, go to heaven. Thank you for your advice.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's a key part of an Elvis impression, is to preface everything with "ladies and gentlemen."
And thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Do you think Elvis would have said Elvis is in the building when he died?
Oh hell yeah! I hope he would. Oh, not when he died. I hope he would just say it naturally.
Oh,
whenever he walked anywhere, he would just Elvis is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis is in the building.
He would just say thank you.
Do you think if I say that when I walk into buildings, I'll eventually be as famous as Elvis?
Well, your name's not Elvis, is it?
No, I know, but if I said Elliot's in the building, if I walk in, anytime I enter a building, I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, Elliot's in the building, Or do you think people would just throw things at me?
That's a great point. No, I don't think anyone would throw things at you. I don't think people are brave enough to do anything about it. I think people would just...
Do you not think people would just start booing me,
I mean, if it got to, you're 5 years down the line and you're coming into, the uni reception desk and screaming at whoever's there. Elliot's in the building.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elliot's in the building. Boo! Go away.
Well, then if you kept on going, they might like you they might respect
for your persistence.
Determination.
Who do you think would be the best person to give death counselling?
That's a great question.
Because I think death's biggest problem would probably be a feeling of, lacking a purpose. So obviously he's judging people, but what if he's like, it's all so arbitrary. I make a decision. Who am I to decide who should go to heaven or hell? I am dooming people to an eternity of torment. Like imposter syndrome.
Yeah, and like also it's a bit of like an infinite regress situation. Like, did Death learn it from Death's dad?
There you go. Does Death have daddy issues?
Did Death have family problems?
Right? There you go. So who would be the best person to talk through Death and his imposter syndrome / daddy issues?
I want to say Michelle Obama.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you to do an impression.
No, I'm not sure I could. Because I don't think I've ever actually heard her. I know I have heard her speak before. I know I listened to her audiobook a bit once.
Really?
But no, I mean, she's obviously one of the most strong, independent people that there is on the planet, given all the success she's had. And First Lady as well. That's a pretty responsible job, having to deal with the problems of many American people.
Yeah, I can see that. I can accept that answer. So I think we solved it. Well done.
We've solved it. Who would you think?
Me? I don't know. I don't know who would be...
I thought you were going like me. I would do it. Yeah.
No, God, no, I couldn't. No, I don't know who. I think Michelle Obama's a pretty good answer. Look at that. 10 minutes into our first show, and we've already solved all of Death's problems. Swoosh.
So what I was thinking about, again, another deep philosophical issue, is I've been making these little mini ecospheres. Like, you get like some dirt from a pond, put it in a mini bottle, then some plants, scoop up some water, and then you've got this little mini ecosystem that can thrive on itself inside that little bottle. Yeah. Look them up on YouTube. They're called ecospheres. They're great. They're really satisfying. And you just like leave them in your room for a year, and they just grow by themselves. It's great. They're like the ultimate pet because they only show development and there's no hassle at all. But what I was thinking was, like, is that cruel?
Okay.
Because there is some life in there. Like, you can see little things swimming about. I mean, they're tiny. They're like verging on microscopic. Like, I can just see them. But is it cruel that I've now put them in like this mini glass jar?
Right. Okay. I mean, instinctively, no, because presumably it's so big that like they have no concept of the fact that they're contained anyway. You know.
Yeah.
Also,
and surely they don't have like a concept of like where they are and what they're doing.
They're probably not conscious of what they're doing.
Yeah.
I would argue that like bits of floating moss aren't sapient.
Well, you never know.
It's true. I just don't think there's any way to prove it.
That's the... See, what if moss had like family issues as well? What if I'd accidentally put, I don't know, like a
dysfunctional family into a ecosphere for the rest of their life? What kind of problems does Moss have with Moss's father? God, you never let me develop by myself, Dad.
God, you just take all the sunlight for yourself. Just let me photosynthesize, man.
Let me photosynthesize, Dad.
Let me live my life. That'd be a great name for like a moss child. Photosynthesize.
What?
Yeah. Imagine if you called your son photosynthesis. That's like
why? That's like dooming your child to bullying for their whole life.
It's also like calling my son respiration, I've just realised.
Because like, what would you shorten that to? Because surely you're not saying photosynthesis, dinner's ready. Swoosh.
You know when you look up into the night sky.
Yeah.
And like there are some areas which there are stars and some areas which there aren't.
Yeah.
That's because in the areas where there aren't stars, the star is so far away that by the time it's lived its life, burnt out, it's so far away that the light actually hasn't travelled far enough to reach Earth. If that makes sense.
So the bit of space that we're seeing, the star doesn't exist yet.
Well, it hasn't existed and died.
So it's currently it is dead.
Yeah.
But it's so far away that the light that's reaching us is from before it even existed.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's mad.
I was listening to a documentary today that was about a lady who's like at the core of finding exoplanets, and she was one of the first people to sort of discover exoplanets and stuff. And basically, so exoplanets are planets which are in kind of that Goldilocks zone and might be habitable. And so for so long, we had no idea how to find them. And she basically worked out that the reason we couldn't see any exoplanets was because they're so close to the sun that they're orbiting that the glare from the sun is blocking them out.
Ah.
So she basically just developed a process to get around that. But in the reverse of that, if any other aliens were trying to look at us, they wouldn't be able to see because the glare from our sun is too bright, so it blocks us out.
Yeah.
So what she's developing is basically like a big, it's like a big umbrella that would be put in front of us to kind of shade us from the sun. So it wouldn't like actually block out any light for us, but if you're looking at us, okay, it would block that glare such that you'd be able to actually see the planet.
All I'm picturing now is her just holding up like an umbrella the size of the planet.
Big sky umbrella.
We are here.
Alien, come get me, please.
Help.
Did you see the CIA released videos of UFOs?
No?
Legitimately, the CIA released videos of UFOs last month and no one cared because everyone was too busy.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
So the CIA hasn't been like, yes, they're aliens, but they're flying objects and they are unidentified. So they are UFOs. But I think it was the CIA. But yeah, they basically...
It couldn't be like Darren down the street's drone or something that he's trying out, that he got for Christmas.
Well, no, so these are declassified documents, and from like, I think this are back from the 70s, I think.
That's crazy.
Because so the CIA has maybe it's an American government rule, but like that after a certain number of years, documents become declassified and everyone gets to see them. But like, so there's videos and stuff of UFOs from the CIA from like the late 70s, early 80s of like flying objects that the CIA have no idea what they are. So they're UFOs. How weird is that?
Crazy.
Yeah. They're absolutely nuts. And
Do they just have like no idea what they are? They're just like, here's a flying object.
Yeah.
Don't know where it's come from, what it is, but put it on YouTube.
I'm trying to find the actual thing, but I feel like typing in CIA UFO declassified is going to get me put on some kind of a list.
He's got an FBI agent just pops up in your DMs like, what are you doing?
Yes. Stop.
You still up?
I'm trying to find... Oh, it's the Pentagon. Sorry, it wasn't the FBI or the CIA. It's the Pentagon. So if you type in Pentagon UFO declassified...
Yeah.
There's a bunch of videos, and they're kind of blurry, but if you have a look, you can kind of try and work out what they are. I don't know if it says when it's from, but yeah, it's just from a Pentagon.
Pentagon UFO.
Yeah, so it says they released this video because it was basically previously leaked. And they've released this to clear up any misconceptions by the public on whether or not the footage that's been circulated was real or whether or not there is more to the videos.
Yeah.
It's mad.
I'm gonna watch one of these now.
Yeah, so it's kind of blurry. It looks like it's over an ocean, I think. And yeah, it's like these very, very blurry black objects that are flying low over the ocean, I think. I have no idea what it is, but
really fast swimming turtles.
Oh my goodness, that makes sense. Why didn't I think of that before?
Swoosh.
So, you been doing anything like actually productive during isolation then, or just sort of Netflix?
Absolutely. I have been playing. So I bought Farming Simulator 2019 last week.
Right.
And
This is a good start.
Yeah. And as of today, I checked on Steam. I played 98 hours.
Jesus.
So
That's
I don't
like
know how
at least 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
At least.
Wait, actually, how much is it a day? It can't be 98 hours.
98 hours divided by... When did you buy it?
Let's say a week and a half ago.
So 98 divided by 10, that's 9.8 hours a day.
I've not played 9 hours a day, I promise. I promise.
I feel like Steam doesn't lie, Tom. So
Yeah.
what have you done then? Have you got a big old farm now?
Yeah, I'm just developing. Learning the game, learning how to farm.
Right.
Driving some massive tractors. Just devoted my life to it, really.
Can you make corn circles and attract UFOs?
Yes, you can.
Really?
So the UFOs aren't actually in the game, but corn is.
Right.
And if you know how to make a circle, then you can do it.
Ah, that's very impressive.
Yeah,
Is it a difficult game? Is it like I don't get it.
No,
like, what's the appeal?
It's really not. It's just so satisfying. It's just something that's not. It's not intense enough to be stressful, but it's intense enough to take your mind.
Give us a little
everything.
review then. Give us a little review.
What? Just a general review.
Yeah,
or
give
just like what
give me
you
a
do?
review of Farm Simulator. What's your review? Like, is it good? Is it bad? What's good?
I think
What's not good?
I think it's great. I mean,
Okay.
the physics in it are a little bit dodgy because if you crash into a car, you just stop. There's no like bounce back or anything. It's like you've just hit a solid wall.
When you crash into a car, Tom, in real life, do you keep going? Is this what your problem is?
No, there's a little bit of like a reaction or something. But like when you hit, it's just like a.
Okay.
And
So it just
that's it.
stops. There's no. Okay.
There's no
But is that a big problem? Are you trying to cause mass pile-ups?
No, that's just that's not the aim of the game. If you're asking, Farming Simulator gone.
GTA.
It's like a mod, isn't it?
GTA
Cause
Farming
mass
Simulator.
pile-ups. No, it's great though. It's like mainly the business element that appeals to me.
Okay.
It's just you build your own company and you just make money, grow some corn or whatever.
I used to play Euro Truck Simulator back in the day.
played that as well.
That was
Great
great. And let me describe it for the listener, because your game is you drive trucks around Europe and you deliver cargo. If you get good enough at the game, you can buy more trucks, and then you can hire other people to drive those trucks to the point where you no longer have to drive trucks. You can just drive your truck around Europe by yourself.
And that's it. It's essentially
that's
just driving from A to B.
But there is something really therapeutic about it. There's something that's really relaxing about
good.
just living the life of a trucker.
Just hitting the road, just hitting that tarmac.
In December, I was taken on board to deliver turkeys in vans. So I was driving on the road for like 14 hours a day, going all over England, delivering turkeys. And that was quite nice. I don't think I could do it full time, but it was quite nice. Like, I got to listen to lots of podcasts, and you just have to drive. You don't have to worry about anything else. Like, yeah, it was good.
You just drive.
You get to know all of the service stations.
That's good.
Fleet
That's
services
quite a useful skill.
is
yeah. Fleet's a good one.
not the best, but I'd say it's
quite like
definitely up
Fleet.
there.
I quite like Fleet.
I think
That's
one of my
the one with like the big shopping centre, isn't it? Not the
no,
shopping
it's not.
centre.
No, it's not got a shopping centre in it. It's got like a really long car park, like a really long one. My favourite one, I think, is Winchester. Okay, because it's got a WH Smith's in, and it's got a M&S in.
Well, what are your key components for a good service station?
Having said that, KFC. KFC is my key component for
What
a
if you're
service
vegan?
station. If you're vegan, are donuts vegan?
Greg's.
Greg's?
Greg's.
I don't think
Vegan
I've seen
sausage
many
roll.
Greg's in a service station.
That's what you need though, because a Greg's, their products are just so handy. Like sausage roll, vegan sausage roll, steak bake,
I get that.
crisps, a drink. It's all hand to cup holder.
Yeah, I was wrong. There is a Greg's at Winchester Services. So, that's another plus for Greg's.
I think you've got to definitely have a WH Smith in there, though.
Yeah,
A WH
I think
Smith
a WH
is pretty
Smith.
vital to a service station.
Oh my goodness. I've just discovered a website called Motorway Services Online, and it lists every single motorway service in the country, and it has ratings.
Has it got a top rated?
This is incredible. I need to see which is the top rated. So, Winchester, only 3 stars.
3 stars?
Yeah, only 3 stars.
I'm going to get on this website. What's it called?
It's just called Motorway Services Online. And I want to ratings, analysis, and result. Best services. So currently, the best service station in the world is Blackburn with Darwin.
Blackburn with Darwin.
Do you know where that is?
Absolutely no idea.
No idea. Me either. It's on the M65 Junction 4. It's not got that much there. There's a noodle bar, a Costa, a Greg's, and a McDonald's drive-through.
This is a confusing filter system.
Yeah, it's not an easy website to navigate. I personally would only give this website 2 stars.
Out of what?
Out of 5. Ooh. 5 is the optimum rating system, I believe.
5 stars only. That's what I'm looking. There's only 3 5-star rating services.
Okay, what are they?
Blackburn with Darwin, Cairn Lodge, and Cornwall.
Cornwall? So I would have thought that the highest rated ones would be the least visited ones, because it only takes 1 or 2 ratings then. You know what I mean?
That's very true. I think this website's got confused though, because Cornwall's a place. It's not just a service station.
Yeah, but Winchester's a place and it has a service station.
Yeah, but Cornwall itself it's...
Yeah, but it's probably talking about Cornwall services.
I tell you what, Cornwall Services looks like an airport. Have you seen this?
No, I'm going to look now though. Cornwall.
Type in Cornwall Services.
I'm looking now, Tom.
Have a look at that. 6 recent votes as well.
Oh, that does look very impressive.
It does, doesn't it?
You know what, Tom?
4 stars for quick to use. What's the quick to use? What makes quick to use? Oh, you can't click on it.
It's got a open oven pizza company. It's got Cornish bakers. It's got McDonald's.
Yeah.
Which is, You know what, Tom? I think as soon as this lockdown business is over, we're going to take a trip down to the Cornwall services. We'll treat ourselves.
We have to make this a thing.
Yeah. No, I think we're going to treat ourselves.
Yeah.
We'll go to the Cornwall services, best services in the country.
Travel around the UK and give our own ratings.
Now that's a series.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to. We travel around the UK to the best and worst rated service stations.
I'm not saying I'm not down for that.
No, I'm so up for it because it was.
Yeah, write that down.
I don't have anything to write down with at the moment, but
okay, I do. I'll write it down. Write
it down.
Services. Cool.
It'll be Tom and Elliot's, not literally in your home, but in your home, but also at a service station.
Also at a service station. Service station review. And on that note, I've been Elliot Morris.
I've been Tom.
No known last name.
No identity.
And this has been Tom and Elliot in your homes, but not literally.
Not literally, of course.
Thanks for listening. If you want to see what else we're up to, check us out on Instagram at Jesting Dog Productions.